Alright guys, this is the Ultimate Barrel Break IXI by Nerf mod tutorial. If you watch this, your blaster will shoot twice as far. It's just crazy how much more power you can get out of this thing. To start off with, you got to remove all the screws from your blaster. They're all Phillips head. The trick is to keep track of which screws came from where, because they're different. This one here, with the giant disc around it, goes right here. That one's easy to remember. This small one here that's short but has the thicker head up top goes down here by the trigger. The rest of them are all the same size with the exception of the rail accessories, which are smaller and thinner. Keep track of them all, put them in one of the bags. Once you do that, the halves lift free. There's a bunch of stuff in here, but we're not touching the stuff on this side. So set this aside. Then, once you get into your blaster, you'll notice that most of the internals are held in by these size screws. Set them aside as well. They're here, 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 and then there's one down here. You're going to need those to remove this piece. There's a lot of catch springs. This rail attachment and its spring here like to fly off. So set them aside as well. Once you're ready to take out your plunger tubes, push this button here or flip the switch on the other side. I like pushing the button because I can maintain more control. When you push it, the front's going to release and you can pull it down a little bit. Now you can get out your plunger tube. That's the first plunger tube that fires. Still has its air restrictor in it. We got to get rid of that. To get the other one out, you take out all those screws I described, plus these two down here in the black. These two are connected to the priming mechanism. They must be removed if you want to get out the orange piece that separates the plunger tube in there. So once you remove those two, you can slide this up, tease it out, make sure you keep this catch spring intact and where it should be, set that aside. Now you can see that we've got a complete shot at the second plunger tube, and we can tease that out as well. Now that I've got these two plunger tubes from the barrel break, I'm going to open them up and drill out their air restrictors, and then I'll show you what I do with some electrical tape. Alright, so I found the best, cleanest way to take out these air restrictors. As you can see, this is a clean shot all the way through on both sides. I started off with my Dremel, and it's got a utility bit on it right now, but it had this diamond cutting wheel that I used to come all the way around this line right here at the very front of the barrel. And I went all the way around, leaving that one tab that's thicker anyway, and open them up like this. Now when you open it up, the spring that holds the air restrictor in will be right there, and you can rip that out. And then as you come further in, it'll be really easy to come in with needle nose pliers and just pull out the little air restrictor disc. Then I come in with my utility bit set to its highest speed, and I drill out the insides. And there you have it. That's one clean shot through. These plunger tubes are almost ready to go. I've got to epoxy them back together, do my electrical tape mod, and if you'll notice there's a hole on each side of the plunger tube. Now that has to be epoxied over as well. So as soon as I get done with my epoxy and it sets, I will show you how I finish the plunger tubes and how to put them back together into the blaster. Alright, so here are my finished plunger tubes. They've been epoxied back together where I made that cut to remove the air restrictor. Then the holes have been epoxied over just for good measure, and then I electrical taped up towards the front to get this spring to stick a little bit higher up to get more spring power and compression out of it. I'm going to seat them back in a second and see how that works. I'll show you halfway through doing that. Here is the finished modded barrel break. Really happy with how this turned out. I had to do some epoxy work on the inside, which is why you didn't see a halfway thing for the internals. But if you click here, I've got a stock barrel brake, and I'm going to go out into the hallway and do a range test video. So click there.